In comics, having siblings is great, as they can strengthen you whole as a team. But this does not work out every time, as the reaction of having a sibling can give explosive results. So hello my super friends, welcome to another episode of Roy Comics, and I'm your host Aryan Roy. And today we are going to be talking about characters with siblings who totally hate each other. So without any further delay, let's begin! Starting off the list with number 10 is Wonder Man and Grim Reaper. For those who regularly follow comics, this fact is well known that these two not-so-gentlemen totally hate each other. Simon Williams, a member of the Avengers for quite a long time. During this time, Simon developed fondness towards Scarlet Witch. Eric, aka Grim Reaper, being a great brother that he was, would notice this fact and take advantage by targeting Scarlet Witch specially. And this indeed increased their hate for each other. But after Rogue punched Eric so hard by taking Simon's power that she actually took his life, and this led to Simon following a path of peacemaking. Moving on to number 9, we have the two new gods Caliban and Orion, who are actually half-brothers. Orion is the second child of Darkseid, who traded him for Caliban, who is Highfather's son. Yeah, I know this sounds crazy, but they traded each other's son to maintain peace and harmony between Apocalypse and New Genesis, which sadly enough didn't happen. So the whole son trading policy was actually a waste. Poor Highfather. Anyway, as both grew on different planets who were very different from one another, they also developed great hatred towards each other, which often resulted in clashes with one another, and this gave us some of the really cool fight scenes in the whole of DC Comics. Now, coming on spot 8, we have Wolverine and Sabretooth. Okay, I know they are not brothers in comics, but if you refer to XMen Origins, both of them are biologically related. Wolverine and Sabretooth both were in Weapon X program, but Sabretooth has an upper edge when it comes to strength and agility, because he is bigger, stronger and faster than Logan. Basically, he is like a bloodthirsty animal, but Logan still has an advantage of the adamantium claws. But why this type of hatred towards each other, you ask? This is because of pure jealousy. Sabretooth sees his half-brother getting bonding with adamantium and getting invulnerable, and he also becomes a notable member of X-Men, whereas Sabretooth himself doesn't get any of these so-called advantages. It may also be possible that after the Weapon X program, their memory was altered, so they only remember pure hatred towards each other. Moving on to the 7th spot and to outer space, we have a dynamic brother duo between Star Fox and the Mad Titan. Okay, first let me make it clear, this is not like an hero-villain relationship between the two brothers, like most of the other entries are. In fact, Star Fox isn't even a full hero. All he did in his past was just influence other people to do whatever he liked, which is actually a pretty cool move for him. Smart work, Foxy. But still, he often worked by the side of Avengers, helping them to stop his brother's menacing plans. This got Thanos really pissed off, and in the Infinity Gauntlet comic, he sealed Star Fox's mouth to prevent him from influential speaking. Sticking on to space, on the 6th spot we have Starfire and Blackfire. Blackfire is the firstborn daughter and the princess of the long-dead king and queen of the planet Tamaran. She also has two siblings, Starfire and Wildfire. Blackfire first appeared on the Teen Titans cartoon show in the episode Sister. In that episode, she gave her Starfire a Centauri moon diamond and pretended that she enjoyed her sister's company. She also gained the trust of Teen Titans and started flirting with Robin. This broke down Starfire from inside, and she started feeling that she was no longer needed. As soon as she was leaving Earth, the Centaurian police showed up and captured her. This led a hard time of Teen Titans convincing them that they had captured the wrong Tamarian, and soon everybody got to know that Blackfire had framed Starfire for stealing the diamond. Soon Blackfire was captured, and she swore to take revenge. She also tried to take revenge by making Starfire getting married to a guy known as Glagger the Sketch. Man, I can't pronounce it. Who the hell gives these names? It's this guy. But this also failed miserably, and this shows how sweet their relationship was. And on halfway on our list, we have the Inhumans. The relationship between Black Bolt and Maximus has been a shaky one. Maximus, being sinister-minded, always plans to unthrone his brother and sit on that comfy seat. But his plans are always overcome from time to time by Medusa, who is Black Bolt's wife as well as his cousin, Karnak, who is also Black Bolt's cousin, Triton, who is also Black Bolt's cousin, Gorgon, also Black Bolt's cousin, and Crystal, also Black Bolt's cousin? Damn, I now feel I am also Black Bolt's cousin. And finally, Lockjaw, who by thank goodness is not Black Bolt's cousin. In fact, Black Bolt's mercy is the only thing that is allowing Maximus to stay in Attilan. But as the word goes on, some people never learn. And on number 4, we have two shiny heads, that is Juggernaut and Professor Charles Xavier. From a very young age, Xavier and Juggernaut had a very strange relationship. This was even complicated when Kane gained his power from the gem of Sitorak. This led to the rise of Juggernaut, one of the most notable villains of the X-Men universe. Though Charles Xavier is one of the most powerful telepaths of this world, but the metallic helmet on Juggernaut's head prevents Xavier from intrusion into his mind. So, despite being immensely powerful, Professor X depends on his fellow X-Men members to tackle Juggernaut. On the third spot, we shall again move back to space, to Nebula and Gamora. Though both were raised by the Mad Titan himself, they are not at all best friends. Thanos designed both of his daughters to be a perfect killing machine. But sadly for Nebula, Gamora was more professional in combat, and Thanos often punished Nebula for losing to Gamora. Though Gamora would later leave Thanos and join Guardians of the Galaxy, by this time the jealousy of Nebula had turned into perfect hatred. The two sisters would battle across the galaxy, while Nebula hoped to bring an end to both Gamora's as well as Thanos' life. This takes our journey to underwater, and by now you would have guessed that on the second spot it is a war of tridents between Arthur Curry aka Aquaman and Marius aka Ocean Master. While Aquaman's graph of popularity has changed from time to time, initially a subject of mockery to a cool and badass superhero, one thing has remained unchanged: his short but insanely cool rogue gallery. And leading that rogues gallery is King Orm, just after Black Manta. Orm and Arthur Curry are both half-brothers, and Orm made his debut in the year 1966 in Aquaman Volume 29. What's interesting about this issue is that Orm was a full human rather than a full Atlantean, and both of them shared a common father rather than a common mother, according to the New 52. Hey, but I will discuss more about this fact in the history of Aquaman, if you guys want it. But anyway, moving on, according to the New 52, Ocean Master is half-brother of Aquaman, and he considers himself to be the one who possesses the throne, as he is fully Atlantean. But there is one small problem, and that's Aquaman, who despite of being half-human is slightly older than Orm, and is therefore the rightful possessor of the throne. This gives us one of the coolest comic scenes ever in the superhero history, in the previous year's Aquaman as well as in comics. And now, being the genius you all are, you must have guessed our number 1 spot, and that is the rivalry between Thor, Loki and Hella. The resentment between the two Asgardian brothers is well known among the comic book readers as well as non-comic book readers. But later, Hela also joined the party in Mighty Thor Volume 1 in 1968. She became well known among non-comic book readers in 2017's Thor Ragnarok. During her arrival, Thor and Loki forgot the headache they had for each other and united to stand against their evil sister. But this was the few times when they had worked together. Otherwise, they have shared a common hatred for each other. So basically, Thor hates Loki, Loki hates Thor, and both of them hate Hela. Poor Odin, just think of him. All 3 of his children hate each other. So that's pretty much it. This brings us into another episode of Roy Comics. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button and also hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. It's a must. And if you have any suggestion for future videos, write it down in the comments. I will try my best to make them. Till then, peace.